Hello and welcome back to Annelies Journaling. Thank you so much for all your kind comments about my big journal that we finished last night. So it's time to start the third one that I have showed you how I done the cover. So this will be the next project to work with. But first I need to do a little quick one for my own diary that I'm writing. It was filled up now, so I need to make a new one, and I thought I could take you along while I do the basic things with the cover and things like that. I'm often do them a little simpler when I going to use them myself. I also had a request to show my own journals that I have saved and using. So should we take a quick look at them? I have a mini journal that I finished for some time ago, and this is just a simple one that I can take with me sometimes if I'm going to do something on a trip or something like that. Then I can stitching in it or put some words or play in it. So that's a little quick one to take on the road when I have a bit smaller space to work on. I can't even do a bow tonight. I have been outside with Nico, so my fingers is a bit frozen. So that is the mini journal. I had that in my Etsy shop, but it wasn't sold, so then I took it back and used it myself. And then I have a really big one that I love. I can see now the sun is shining. I will go and just pull down the curtain. So now I think it's better you can have the real light instead of the sun. So this is a really big one that I made a couple of years ago with all my old antique laces and embroidery, and it's kind of 3 inches in the spine and kind of 6 inches in the with the page. So this is also a beautiful one that I have used all my old laces, and this is a picture of my mother when she was 14 years old. And this is filled with different pockets and tuck spots, so I use it to keep memories and things in. So this is my really big chunky one that I'm most proud of, and I love. This is also a photo of my mother and my father. He was driving bus when he was young, so that was my father's work spot. And this is my mother's embroidery on their wedding bed linen. It was often so in Sweden when they were going to get married, they embroidered on their linen, so it was the name of the couple that will use it. Embroidery and some metal decorations. So you can see there are a lot of lace and things in this one. This is my grandfather and grandmother on their wedding day. So this is a bit personal with personal stuff in it. A metal piece. Really old postcard from my farm. A tag with dried flowers. So it goes on and on with this is an envelope. Pocket. So this is my pride. This really, I have embroidered flowers on it too. So that was one of my journals, and then I have another one that is filled with lace. Lace and embroideries and old clamps. This is also a beauty. Also a bit easier to take on trips and things like that. I have taken out some personal photos and stuff, so that's why it's a bit empty at the moment. This lace is also pocket and really beautiful. Decoration that is put on the edge of the page. This is printables from my own stash. I have made these for my own use. Original pages from an old book. It was so fragile, so I had to back it with something so it wouldn't. I have copies of this that I use in my journals. This is also a pocket, and the lace is so thin. More old laces. Another old piece of paper. This is my mother's grandmother. So it's a memory from the same picture where she was 14 years old. Another old photograph from my stash, a relative. Original from 1869. Another original photo. An antique bookmark, as we call them in Sweden. You had them in the books, so you know where you had stopped reading. I don't know what they are called in English. More really thin, light laces as pocket. Collaged laces and text. the other side of the pocket. Backed it with lace on top of paper. And then I have sewn in the closure behind the spine. So this is another one of my old books. And the embroidery on the front is made from my grandfather's mother. Her name was Karin, so this is a K. So that's really, really old. My grandfather was born in 1910, and this was his mother, so I guess it's in the middle of 1800. And another one is this big turquoise one, where I have also collected memories. And these have some beautiful tabs in different blue shades. I use these as inspiration too. When I do my journals, I often check them out and get some ideas. Another fold out and a pocket. I think this is just a decoration. Old ephemeras from my farm. Parchment paper. Photo of the old mill. Then you have seen me take a lot of pictures. It's a bit magical, that place. And some writing space on the back. More laces and printed papers and photos, button cards. A door that you can open up, double door, and you have a family inside. The family's house and the family closes with a little pin. I think I need to change that or take some of my rusted one instead. This is from my father's mother's wedding dress. And these are the original piece of the wallpaper in the old house that I have on my farm. This is an original label that I found outside in the old house. A little envelope and some embroidery. This is also an original bag. It's silk to sew with. An envelope from one of my original old book pages. I had to back this too because it was so fragile. From 1877. I don't have any of these pages left, I think. I did put a lot of originals in my earlier journals too, so I have used up a lot. I think I have made a few hundred journals by now, so I have used up a lot of things. So that was the next one, and then I have one more to show you. Then I'm going to continue with the new one. So this is my nature journal, and this is a journal you can use it as a bag. So this is the handle. You can wrap this around the journal and carry it as a bag like this. And this is my nature journal there, where I use when I collect flowers and things for the journals. So it's 2 flips on the front, and we have a pocket with some more old lace. We have a clip in case we want to put something on the inside and save it. We have a big pocket for 2 kind of different pockets to put some things in. And then you can close it like this. Extra clip in case some leaves or something need to be in place. These are labels that I have made from cans with soda cans, and some beeswax and caustic wax. Another pocket also, so you can put dried flowers or leaves when you are out in the nature. A lot of different pockets and flips. A big top spot. Another clip. Practical to have these big pockets, so you can put sticks or leaves or notes. Sometimes I go outside and paint watercolor. Then I also use this for my different kind of stuff I need to have. These are eco-dyed linen, old linen tablecloth. And this is a page that flips up and have a lot of different pockets, so you can clip something inside and then flip it up and have another pocket. So that's practical when I out in the field and do some work. Then I use this as a kind of a basket or bag to put something in. And you still have this that is flat, so you don't need to take leaves that is a bit dried and squeeze them. You can put them in the different. I have small plastic bags that I put in the pockets, and that way I can keep it fresh and still have my things neat when I get back from the nature. So I hope that was the answer of your question about my personal. This I have, of course, a lot of them, but these are the biggest and beautiful ones. Then I have some for watercolor painting. I have one for Nico. And that was in my car at the moment, as we have been to the vet for some vaccination, so I didn't have it inside at the moment. So let's put these away and start making a new journal. So let's start a new little kind of diary journal. If I can get the clips off with my bad fingers. I have just put some textile around the cardboard that I'm going to use, so we can flatten out the creases that was on it. So I have just taken 2 pieces that has been on the back of I think it's watercolor paper, so it's rather thick. You can't kind of bend it so much. And these are going to be my a bit simpler, easier way to make a journal. And then I have taken 4 pieces of paper that I'm going to put on the front and the back. But first I'm going to put my cardboard onto textile, so that we have on the front and the back, and then we have a spine also that is kind of ready to use. So let's glue this down using my bookbinding glue, so I'm sure it will stay in place. Okay, I think this will be a nice start. So now you can get how I'm going to use this. So this will be the spine, and these are the front and the back. So time for some decorations. First I can show you. I'm going to take one of these pieces that I have cut out and kind of make another smaller spine that I will put my papers, sew my papers to, and then I will glue down the piece onto this spine. So it will be kind of like this, and the paper will be sewn to it, and then you can kind of flip it. So when I have done that, I will glue everything together, and it's easier to do it when everything is sewn onto the textile you will use. And this is just ordinary old cotton from old bed linen that I'm using up, so it's nothing special at all. So the papers that I'm going to decorate it with, these are my front and my back, and these are my inside pages. I haven't really decided if I would like my print from my old wallpaper or if I could use a printable. This is also a really old letter from my farm. It's so old that it has fallen apart, but I have laid it flat on my printer and tried to save it as a little print out. So this will be on the inside, and I'm kind of not sure how I will make it yet. So let's put this aside for a little while. So this will be my front page, and I want to do some extra decoration on that one. So I have saved an embroidery piece with an A as in my name, Anneli, and I'm going to sew that onto the front page with some embroidery thread. And then I have this printable with some other cute pieces, and I thought I might use that too, maybe on the back of the book. So I'm going to glue this down and then sew it onto the paper. And I'm using some glue stick just so it stays in place while I sew it or embroider it onto the paper. Something like that, I think. I might put a little bit of glue just on the embroidery. I don't want it to zip out on the textile in case it will make marks on the textile piece. just try to get this to look a bit more used and old. Bit distress ink antique linen on the edges so it don't kind of shine white. Can do it on this too while I have my this is dyed paper, but sometimes when you rip it, the white paper will be seen, so that's a bit boring. So I'm doing the same with this one too, giving it a little patina so it looks old. Tearing and ripping and squeezing. And then we're going to glue this down. I might take the glue stick for this too, so it won't bleed through the paper. My glue stick is almost empty, if you're thinking why I'm using my finger. Thought I could use this up. Using my nail as a brush. Now I need to decide which one to use. I think I will use these two. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. I'm making you dizzy. Maybe this can get some lace on the inside. I think I have some kind of blue piece I like to use somewhere. I can find it. I have kind of saved it, so I might have put it on some other place. Need to go and find that. Then I have this blue lace too. Maybe that can go on the front also. This is no rocket science, just do as usual when you're aging your paper. I'm not going to overdo it, but I still want my journal to be something I like to work in. Okay, I'm going to do the embroidery on these two, and then I will be back so we can put it in place and pick out some paper to use. So I will be back in a second. I have embroidered on the papers that are going to be on the cover. And these two are plain. So let's put it together. So this will be my front page. Little bit of distressing before we put it in place. making sure that all the edges are glued down properly. Don't want it to break later on. Bit more in the corner. And on the edge. And the back cover. Doing the same thing. Pressing it down properly through all the edges. Crinkle it up a bit. I don't want anyone to get caught in the paper and rip it. So I'm making sure that it's sturdy and in place. So let's put in the other 2 pages on the inside of the book. Need to decide what is up and what is down. And the last page. checking the corners, so I'm sure that everything is in place, and then I'm just moving it up a bit so like that, and we have our journal cover basic done. I think this will be nice. So I think I will stop here, and we will leave this overnight to dry, and then we will continue to make this tomorrow and finish it up so I can start using it tomorrow night. I think that will be perfect. So thank you for watching, and see you in part 2. Until next time, bye bye from Sweden.